Welcome to the Crimson Comedy Show! Welcome to the Crimson Comedy Show. I'm your host, Andy. Today we got a very special guest today. She's a comedian, podcaster, producer, Marine Corps veteran. Give it up for Stefanie Michele.
Well, thank you. Hey, how are you doing?
I almost ran out of breath with your credits. What else do you got under that belt?
You know, the issue is that I have a problem saying no when somebody offers me something to do. So I kind of picking up credits. They're just kind of fun.
I was like, I don't know. I'm not gonna ask you how old you are, but like you've lived a life, so
I'm okay with my age. I'm 41.
Oh, you're young, anyways. So
I think so. I'm fine with it.
I wanted to start. I know you said you're a veteran. When did you go into the you said the Marines, right?
I was in the Marines. I went in 2006 and I got out in 2011.
Was there the war still going on? Did you like?
We weren't officially at war because I don't think war has officially been declared in quite some time, but we were in conflict.
Were you occupying someone else's land?
Yes. So I was in during OIF, so Operation Iraqi Freedom.
I had no idea what that is.
There's different letters. At one point it was OIL, and that was an issue.
How old were you when you were in?
I was 22.
Because I think I barely graduated high school in 06, so I think I was 17 or 18, so yeah.
Yeah, I was a couple years older.
It's all good. It's all good.
Mm-hmm.
You lived a bigger life than I have because I didn't do shit. I went straight to working and didn't do much with my life until now.
I've done a lot of things, which has been good. It works out for comedy, I think.
So when you're in the military, like, how was it for a woman in the military? Like, did they treat you the same? Like,
no. Yes and no. It's interesting because different shops in different areas I got treated differently. And so my unit when I was with in Okinawa at a grade, I was very much treated like a peer with most of the guys that I was with in my specific shop. That wasn't necessarily always outside of that. When I got to Pendleton, it was a little bit different. It felt like I did have to fight a little bit for.
So you started in Pendleton in San Diego?
So for boot camp for me was in Parris Island. Then I did Marine Combat Training, MCT, and that was in North Carolina. Then I went and did comm school in 29 Palms. From there, I went to Okinawa, Japan, and I was with 3rd Mardiv. And then from there, I went to Pendleton. So I finished my time off at Pendleton.
How far is 21 Palms from the Rock Gallery? Is it close or is it further out from there?
It's not that far. It's just you're going to turn left versus going straight to Palm Springs.
Do you get PTSD when you go to the Rock Gallery?
No, actually. So I got booked on the show for the Rock Gallery, and then it got canceled.
Oh, okay.
So I haven't actually been out there yet. All the shows got canceled for like a couple weeks span.
Am I tripping? I thought I saw you recently on there.
No, that's the one that I was supposed to be on, and then I got.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
No, it's okay. I'm not hurt. Shows get canceled all the time. I'm not stressing it.
I cancel on shows sometimes.
You know, it's reciprocal, so it's fine. It's cool.
So yeah, back to 21 Palms. Then you went to Pendleton after that?
Yeah, so Pendleton was where I finished off. So that's where I had my daughter.
My brother-in-law he just got out. He did one term. What do you call it? Tour or term or?
Contract.
Your first.
Goodness, it's been a while, so I'm like.
Your 4 years. He did his 4 years.
Your contract?
Yeah, he did it in San Diego, but he didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, so because my job was a technical job, I had a 5-year contract. So I think maybe I had a little bit more flexibility in how much time I did.
That's cool. And you only did one, or?
I only did one.
Where did you travel to? Did you see the shit at all? Did you fight at all?
I didn't. I was completely okay with it. I got my name put on rosters and then taken off rosters. For one reason or another.
Were you a troublemaker in there?
No, not at all. I don't think I give off troublemaker vibes. Like I'm very much.
Well, you're like, oh, I was taken off for one reason. I was like, well, what happened?
Oh no, that's just my like awkward side. I just am like I'm done peopling and I'm gone. So no, it's
Where did you travel to? Like anywhere cool?
I mean I got to definitely be in Okinawa. That was amazing going and like seeing all the cool things over there and like I like food. So I was stoked just like riding around
Is
getting
there
food.
McDonald's out there?
There is.
See, I couldn't go anywhere where there's no In-N-Out. I'm like, nah.
There wasn't, well, you're only limited to a couple states then, but like there's a McDonald's and I loved it because like, so they have like the regular McDonald's food, like that's the same things that you find here. And then there'd be like random other meals, but like none of the sodas get as large as our sodas here. They were all smaller.
I've seen pictures of like in Asian countries where there's no extra large, it's fat.
I didn't remember that. I don't remember that one.
I don't know if it's China or wherever, but instead of, like I said, my shirt extra large, it wouldn't say extra large, it would just say fat on the back.
I do remember like I was able to get shoes out in town and a lot of my friends couldn't because their feet were bigger. So
Oh, you have small feet?
I'm a small person, I feel.
Did you collect anything cool out there, like any art or anything you can bring back with you?
I sent my family a bunch of things. Like I got my brother a bunch of books that were Japanese, like American books written in
My wife is mixed Japanese.
Oh, really?
That's her. You can see her grandma right there. That picture, that older lady with the gray hair. That's her grandma. She's like Japanese.
Very cool.
So yeah.
I'm not Japanese at all, just live there.
Did you learn Japanese at all?
A little bit, but it's really bad now because it's been so long.
Can you say hi, my name is in Japanese?
I don't remember how to say my name is, but like so, and then also Okinawan Japanese is slightly different than Japanese.
Okay.
So it's
What's
like
the language called?
Okinawan. I want to say.
I've never been, so I have no idea.
I'm trying to go back to memories. We're like going in my recesses here. So yeah, it's just slightly different. And it was just like more just in the pronunciation. So
Can you say one word at least?
and it's a konbanwa.
What is that? Hello?
Yeah, I think it's a good afternoon if I remember correctly.
What about the money? How was the money out there? Is everything cheap
Yeah.
out there?
So it's different now than when I was there. So when I was there, the exchange rate was pretty close to 1 to 1. So $1 was 100 yen. So that was easy.
How did it work for the military? Did you guys have debit cards or you guys had to use cash? Like, how did that work?
I mean, they still have ATMs out in town, so I'd still use my like bank card that I had, regular bank card out in town. A lot of the places would take American, or we would travel with yen, so I would just have a wallet with yen American. And
Like for men who
Good.
travel to foreign countries, like the women look at us like we're rich and we're gods. How were you treated out there by men? Were men like, oh my God, you're a delicacy?
I got told I looked exotic.
Exactly. That's what I seen
Uh,
videos where like a blonde will walk down like a courtyard and all the Asian dudes are filming up close like she's Paris Hilton.
I mean, I don't know if I definitely got more attention from Americans than Japanese. I got some, but a lot of the guys didn't. They'd be real minimal in talking.
Are you talking about the soldiers or American people that are just living out there?
Military.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I was in Asia and amongst them, I would be like, sorry, Steph. No disrespect to you, but this is a.
I get it. Also, but when I was in, I had a much larger chest and I had a 6-pack, so I had a reduction. So I feel like I had some.
Hey, I have a large chest and 6-pack too.
You would have done great in Asia. No, but it was interesting because out there, you would think like the girls. One of the guys came up and they're like, "Oh yeah, they're gonna go for all the white guys." And the girls would come in and they're like, "Where's the chocolate men?" And they would go straight for all the black guys. I don't know if you're quite there.
You said chocolate.
You're
Chocolate.
like milk chocolate. It's okay.
It's because I'm fat and bald. That's why. It's okay, Steph.
You're like, it's just for content,
Hey.
not for color.
At that time, I had hair. If I would have been in the military at the same time as you.
No, you wouldn't have had hair. You would have very little hair.
Oh yeah, they make you shave your head out there too.
Same as you'd have like the buzz
A little
cut.
buzz. I would have had a flat top. All right.
There you go.
So that's cool. You got treated like royalty. How was it like when you came back? You came back and everyone's just like, "Oh, hey, Steph."
Nobody thinks I'm a veteran, so I get away with a lot of shit.
I know you have a bit about it. That's why I know you were in the.
Yeah. I most of the time a lot of people don't think that I am. I don't look like I am. I don't sound like I am.
You don't post photos or anything like throwback photos.
No, I mean I will occasionally on
I want to see your 6-pack.
That I definitely don't post. That is.
He's like, my 6-pack went to a different school.
And then, well, so my 6-pack was there, and then I had children, and then it went away and never came back. So we're okay.
Stephanie, it's okay. I've never had a 6-pack in my life.
I had to.
I've had a keg for the longest period of my life.
It's okay. That's a different level of comfort that I wish I had.
Well, anyways, that's cool. So, do you regret going, or would you do it again?
I don't regret going. I don't know if I would do it again. It's like a
like was it fun? Like, do you guys have to have fun with the people you like? What you guys had girls in your group, or like where did you sleep? Like you had
so you live in a barrack. So you're not just living with the people that you work with. So because of where I was, I usually like when I was in Japan, I lived in a barrack. So I had a roommate that usually my roommate was from another shop because there wasn't any other females in my shop for that most of the time. Um, so I usually would have a girl that was either from supply or from admin. That was my roommate and that's who we shared with. So the girls would be and it's those little things that like so in our barracks, we were an inward facing barracks, so there weren't you'd access it by going in, and then there'd be a hall down the center. Sometimes you'd go to places like in 29 Palms, and the barracks are like accessed by doors on the outside.
So when you guys had drill instructors, were you mixed with the men, or is it separate? Like
Not for boot camp. Boot camp, you're very separate. MCT is the first time we're stationed together, but we still everything's different. When you get into the fleet, you work with like I worked with guys, but we wouldn't share a room to sleep.
was it like anything like Full Metal Jacket, where they're just yelling at you and degrading you?
Moms of America have gotten involved in the military a little bit since that movie came out, so things are not exactly like there's now a time limit on how long you can be quarterdecked, which they find
Sorry,
ways
I
around
hurt.
that. You're good. Um,
That's awesome. I love that movie. I quote that movie till this day, like on a daily.
I love that movie. I've met Arlie Ermy a few times because he would come
Is that
to.
Private Pile?
No, that's the drill instructor.
Oh, he died though
Yeah,
recently.
but before that he would go to a lot of them because he was a Marine.
Yeah, he was a real drill instructor.
He would go to Marine Corps balls to talk at those. Marine Corps balls is not like male genitalia. It's like the big celebration for the Marine Corps birthday. I felt like I needed to clarify because I was like, it could have gone either way.
Hey, Marine Corps ball is for like for girls who've never went to prom. They go find some soldier and they just show up.
Oh, it's
And
so
they get
much bigger than
STDs?
prom. We went to different proms.
No, I knew a girl who went with a guy to his ball, and then he gave her STDs.
I don't know if that's everybody's experience at a ball, but I feel bad for her. No, like they're a lot of fun. Like everybody's usually drunk like the whole time. I got to do a couple of them.
My mother-in-law lived next to a base in Orange County. What's that one out there called? There's a base in OC.
I think there's several bases in OC. Like there's little outposts. I'm
It's
not
literally
sure.
like a block away where they like live there. Like I don't remember. Maybe Army. I don't know. Maybe it's
Yeah,
not.
Army has a lot of bases, so I don't know like a good chunk of theirs. Navy has quite a few. Air Force has quite a few. Marines, we don't have that many. Like we only have the couple that are here on the West Coast, a couple on the East Coast. There's some in Louisiana, and then like our other main one is in Okinawa. Then it's gonna be small outposts. From
Did you
there.
guys ever beat anybody with a bar of soap, like in the movie?
No,
There was nothing like that. There was no private pile in your group.
no. I think the movie has changed a little bit since the
Stephanie,
military.
Don't ruin my dream of how
I'm
military
sure it
is.
still happens somewhere. My battalion did
I
not.
don't know how I couldn't do it without laughing. Like in the movie, I'm gonna reference the movie because I've never been to the military.
Fair.
So when he's talking shit to them, like bullshit, you could look like you suck dick, or he's like, you look like you could suck a golf ball through a garden hose. I would have died laughing. Like
It is really hard because you have to sit there and like you get bearing. And I remember even at one point, a lot of the girls cried, and our kill hat, who is the one who would be in charge of like quarterdecking us, would be like, at one point she's like, "I'm gonna make you cry," and I'm like, "Okay."
just cry on purpose, like you got me.
You're like, this is gonna be fun. So I went through the entire time in that graduation. She's like, "I never made you cry," and I was like, but I laughed a bunch. But I used to say stuff all the time to the drill instructors to make them laugh. And so then they would be pissed at me that's how I got in trouble because I would make them laugh. And the amount of times I would say something and it'd be drill instructor Sergeant Edwards go running back to the sergeant or drill instructor house, and you would hear just slam down all of the blinds and start laughing in the back. And then she'd come out and be like, "All right, you're in the quarterdeck." And I'm like, "Damn it." But I'm like, I wouldn't necessarily do it on purpose. Just sometimes my asshole would slip out.
Yeah, I'd bust out laughing. I'm telling you, we watched that movie in high school in like in history class or something, and the whole
You
time,
watched it in high school?
yeah, you had to have permission from parents you had to like sign the permission to watch. I watched Full Metal Jacket. I've watched Schindler's List. We watched that.
Schindler's List, I can see it.
And Saving Private Ryan. That one's brutal as hell. Like I watched all that shit in school. It took us forever to watch it because the classes were like 45 minutes long. But I forgot you're a teacher. But before we get into that, I'm telling you, I couldn't get through that movie without laughing because it's like, to me, it's a comedy. That shit's fucking hilarious.
The Military is 100% hilarious. And anybody who tells you anything different is lying.
Have you seen Bruno?
Have you seen what?
Bruno?
No.
The guy from Borat?
Yeah, I know the movie. I haven't seen it.
In Bruno, he's supposed to be gay, right?
Yeah.
And he's trying not to be gay. So they're going through different steps to try to get him to not be gay. He goes to like a Christian church to try to like get him to not be gay. And then he ends up going to the military, and he's supposed to get dressed in whatever you guys call your suit. And he comes out and he has like a scarf on and then like a studded belt. And they're like, "What is this?" And they're yelling at him. He's like, "Oh, it's just a scarf. Like I thought it was too matchy." And he's like, "I wanted to accessorize." And they're like, "What?" Because they don't know he's playing a character.
Yeah.
They believed he was real, but I was dying laughing during that scene.
Yeah. No, the Military. There's actually, it's interesting. The amount of things that happen. It's like there's so many gay references in the Military constantly. Like I remember being in the room with all the guys, and they'd be like touching each other, and I'm like, I've never felt so safe. Like this is great.
That's everywhere. That's school, jobs.
I think it was just they were very accessible and willing to, even if I was there.
So yeah, you're a teacher, right? What grade do you teach? You don't want to.
Well, I just quit. So.
Oh shit! Why did I bring that up? I'm sorry.
It's okay. Actually, so yeah, graduation was my last day.
I'm sorry, I didn't know about that.
No, it's okay. I was getting to burnout phase, so I was like, I need to take a step away because I love education, I love science, but if I kept going, I was going to hate it.
You were a science teacher, like Bill Nye?
Obviously Bill Nye. That's my idol.
You say he's not even a real scientist. Like what is he?
I don't care. He's amazing. If it's my thing with Bill Nye is I don't care if you're a scientist. If you're further pushing like a love of science, I love you. Like LeVar Burton, not a writer, but he pushes nothing but books and everything. I will march behind that man for the rest of my life. Like those are my heroes. I
used to like Bill Nye and the Magic School Bus. Was she considered a science teacher?
Miss Frizzle. Yeah, she was. I think she might have been an all-around teacher, but they redid that one, and that's weird because like now it's her niece.
It was all woke, wasn't it?
I didn't actually watch. I watched like a few minutes, and the animation was like not okay, and I like had to turn it off.
King of the Hill. Oh fuck, King of the Hill comes out today.
Yes, it comes back out again. So
they changed the animation on that, and people were pissed off that. But it's supposed to be more modern, like that. Back in the day of the 90s, animation wasn't what it is today. They drew by hand. I think now it's all on computers, right?
Yeah, I think there's ways to update the animation without changing the animation style. And I haven't looked at the King of the Hill ones enough to see if it's like
it just looks cleaner. But people were pissed off. Like if you look at they brought back Beavis and Butthead. The old Beavis and Butthead was so shitty. Like. And they brought it back, and it looks cleaner. Like, what's wrong with that, you know?
I do think Beavis and Butthead does need to look shitty. Like, I think that fits that show.
But back then, he used to draw and animate everything himself.
Oh, absolutely. So the animation style is going to change.
That's why it took him, like, 6 months to do one episode. Like, so he had to get a team and, you know, make it better somehow. You know, he couldn't just do it all by himself.
Oh, yeah. No, and I get it. It's gonna be streamlined. We're going to find that efficiency, things like that. There is going to be parts that you're going to miss from having that pen to paper animation style. And I think that's the thing that people are sad to see kind of go by the wayside, that we're losing all those animation.
Thanks for reminding me. When we're done with this, I'm going to go watch King of the Hill in the garage.
Got you.
I got it from Father's Day. My kids got me the King of the Hill American flag, but with all of them drinking the beer.
Post that.
People were pissed about it. I guess everyone's sensitive right now, like, fuck America. But I was like, I'm a fan of King of the Hill, and I don't give a fuck. Get mad all you want.
He would be very happy to be on a flag. I feel like that's true to the character.
Exactly. And it's literally a flag I'm hanging in my garage for only me to see. It's not like I'm having it outside of my front patio.
I mean, it probably would be more offensive if you had it hanging off your front patio. I think it's fine there.
But it looks cool, though. I just thought it was funny. Like, I'm a fan of King of the Hill. My kids know that, so.
People get pissed at everything. So I think you putting up your flag or not putting up your flag is going to piss somebody off.
I have a really hardcore liberal neighbor, and he's having a 4th of July thingy, and I'm sure my garage is going to be seen. In the backyard, there's an alleyway. We have a block party. I'm pretty sure he's going to see it. He's going to get pissed off. Like, he hates America for sure. But
wait, but he's celebrating the 4th of July, which is America's independence?
Look at the camera. I don't fucking know. Stephanie, we're gonna change subject because people are gonna get pissed off at this episode.
This is the thing is, I find hypocrisy on either side stupid. It doesn't matter if you're being a hypocrite and you're on left side and you're being a hypocrite on the right side. I find you stupid regardless. So that's regardless of your political allegiance.
Well, it was a gift for my children. I love it, and it's in my garage.
That's you being a good dad. You don't have to say it's because you're being a good American.
I said I have no issues. You know, I try to stay out of politics. I'm not trying to. I know people get pissed off, whatever, but fuck it. You know, everything makes people mad, like you said. So this podcast pisses people off. I know people hate on my shit. I've had people on that people don't like. I don't give a fuck. You know, I have on who I want
on there that don't like me. There's people out there that don't like me.
Who doesn't like Michelle? You're sweet. Who doesn't like you?
I've pissed off some people.
Fuck it. Who cares? But listen, we're not meant to be liked by everyone.
No, I don't think. And I'm like, if I've pissed you off at the end of the day, for the most part, if I'm not okay with it, I've apologized. If I've never said something, then I'm cool with my actions and where they landed. So that's fine.
I said I get along with everyone. I try to keep it cool with everyone, but I said you can't please everybody. So if you don't like me, fuck you. Like I've had people unfollow me for no reason. Like I never did anything. I don't have. You can't name one comic out there that says, "Oh, Andy fucked me over in some way, or he did this," and I don't. Like on this podcast, I give everybody a shot. People I barely know, some people that don't like this person. Like I don't fucking care. That's your problem, you know, not mine. You know. I don't have any beef with you. I've met you a few times. You're cool. You're nice. You were sweet to me when I met you. So I will have you in my house. You know, like.
Well, thank you.
But yeah, fuck the haters. Back to what we were saying. What were we talking about? Okay, let's talk about when we met.
Okay.
Okay, you were like, where did we get our couple? Would you say?
I said meet cute, and then you thought I meant like meet cute, and I was like, that's a very different. We did not have that kind of a meet cute. It was so you've never heard like in rom-coms.
I'm a boy.
I was joking. Okay, this is what happens when I just make stupid references. So meet cute is supposed to be like how a couple comes together and like the cute way that they meet. And so then I was just joking. I'm like, yeah, what was our meet cute?
I thought you were saying meat like
no,
food.
No.
That's the fat in me.
No mouth was involved.
So I met you at the Claremont mic, the pizza spot. You were featuring that night.
Yeah.
And I was just doing the open mic, doing my small penis jokes, whatever I do.
Me too.
You have a small penis joke?
I should. I feel like I should. No, I do actually have a small penis joke.
Oh, don't tell it on here. You want to say it on here?
No, I've said it before. It was just talking about the smallest penis I've ever seen and offering to eat the guy out.
Oh, I thought you were talking about yours was a small penis. No, I don't.
I mean, I probably have I probably have a bigger penis than some of the guys, so it's right. But
oh, it's not me. But now we have to
go back to the small penis joke. Okay, so we met at the pizza mic, and yeah.
And then I did your show, The Grey Wolf. You guys did that. I went out there one time, and I don't think you've done it since.
So Grey Wolf was a show that I ran for a little over 2 years. And after last year, we had Nick Lanny, who had passed away. And
R.I.P.
That's who I ran all my shows with. That's
when I met you. It was not too long after he passed.
Yeah.
That's when I met you. So you were kind of like, I didn't want to talk to you about it, and I knew you from him, so I seen you guys doing shows. I knew him more from like the buddy system, seeing him out there, and he was cool. Like so, sucks that he passed. I feel sorry for you. You were close to him. I barely knew him. I knew him just like casually, you know, but he was cool to me. So
yeah, no, that was hard. So it's like after he passed, I only had that room. I think we only did like 2 more shows. And it was just a little bit too hard to be in the room because he not only ran it when it was Grey Wolf, we actually had that room when it was the previous owners under a different brewery. And we had a show in that room for another 2.5 years. So I had ran rooms with Nick for years.
That night when I did, it's just the light goes out.
Yeah,
okay. When I did that show that night, there was an old couple there, like 80s. It was a husband and wife. The wife was looking at me all mad, like, and the old dude was laughing his ass off. But I love old people. I love performing in front of old people because most of the times they laugh at everything. But she did not like my jokes at all.
That room is always interesting because like we would get a lot of old couples. We would get a lot of regulars that they would come in, and as soon as somebody would get off the stage, they'd be like, "Steph, come here. I don't like them. They should not come back here again."
Did the old lady tell you something about me?
No, I didn't have. Nobody said anything about you, like bad.
There was even a baby there, like a 2-year-old.
Yeah, I always would love that. Be like, oh, we're saying dick jokes to children. Perfect.
He was on his tablet, not giving a fuck. So
no, it's so funny because I remember I've taken my kids to comedy shows before, and
bring your mic closer to you.
Okay, I would take my kids to comedy shows before, and one of the things I would only take them to clean comedy shows because my kids are a little bit older, and the amount of times I'd be like, they're on their tablet, they're not paying attention. My youngest would keep his headphones on the whole time. My daughter, every single time I would walk up on stage, because if I was hosting, she would pop her headphone out and be listening to me. And I'm like, goodness. So yeah, I can't do that.
I took my kids one time to the Pizza One in Claremont. I didn't have a babysitter, so I brought them with me. And my little one's on the tablet, not giving a fuck. My oldest was like, after I did my set, she's like, Dad, your comedy is real vulgar. And I was like, oh, thanks. That's a great compliment. Thank you. But
did she like it?
Yeah, she didn't mind. She's like, oh, because I've always done great. Like I said, I don't mean to talk shit or toot my own horn, but I do well most of the time, you know. And the crowd reaction was that spot had a good crowd there. Too bad they fucking moved. Whatever, fuck them. But anyways,
pizza was okay.
It sucked. The pizza fucking. We gave them business and they kicked us out. Fuck them.
Pizza sucked.
It was cool when they had deals. Like if you got there early, they'd be like, oh, you get free breadsticks or some crap. Like if you buy a drink, you get something free. Or they had a $20 wristband. You can get drinks all night when you get the wristband. I would just get the wristband. You pay $20, and I'll be handing people drinks. I'd be asking people, "Hey, you want a beer? You want a beer?"
Like, I got this.
Everybody thought I was like, "Oh, Andy's a nice guy," but literally I was just getting my fucking free drinks.
Goodness.
I only drink like 3 or 4. I'm not gonna drink a bunch of beers in 2 hours, so I would just hand them out to everyone. And
fair.
And everyone was like, "Oh man, like he's cool," but I wasn't cool. I just had the free fucking wristband.
It was free.
They caught on to us. Well, it wasn't free. I paid for it, but. They caught on to us and they stopped, and that's when it all went downhill after that. But yeah, fuck that place.
So you were the beginning of the fall?
Well, it was only there maybe like 6 months, but
it wasn't there very long. I went there a handful of times.
It was fun while it lasted, but
I know mics come and go. I feel like there's only a few mics that have been around for like an extended time.
That's why it's hard, man. Like comedy's like not respected at all, and like if you like, I got kicked off of a show one time because they got new owners, and I did a show in Norco, and I did the show once before, killed it. Went back again, and then they had new owners at the time, and the daughter was like, fucking like, nah, get them off. And they played me off. That was the first time I ever got played off. But after that, they said no more mics because everybody was dirty that night. Like, I can't do clean comedy. Like, respect to you for doing it. I wouldn't do it. It's just not my style. Like,
I don't do it very often anymore. I did it for a while because, well, I did it actually because of this place that was where Grey Wolf is now. So it used to be Sons of Liberty. And when I first got the show there, they're like, oh, it needs to be clean. And at that point, I wasn't doing clean comedy. And I was like, oh, yeah, I do clean comedy all the time. So I was like, shit, I have a month to come up with a clean set and find clean comics, and made it work.
I respect you. Hats off to you. I know it's hard. They say, oh, if you're a real comedian, you can write. I'm like, no, it's not about writing clean. It's not me. You know, like my bits, my jokes are mostly about me. And it's just, this is how I talk, you know, like it's hard for me not to cuss. I try not to, but like, I might slip, you know, and if I slip and get kicked off, like I said fuck on that show, and the lady kicked me off like immediately, and I was just like, I didn't even mean to. I'm sorry, like, yeah. But it is what it is. Like, clean comedy's fine. It's just not for me. Like, I wouldn't pay to go see clean comedy.
And I think that's one of the things that I like about comedy is it's not every type of comedy and not every type of comic is for every person. Mm-hmm. Like, who's your favorite comic?
I can't even start.
Okay. Nick
Swartzen.
Okay. If you were going to go see your dream lineup, who are the 3 comics on your dream lineup?
Nick Swartzen, Felipe Esparza.
Okay.
And I would say Bernie Mac, but he's dead, so.
You know, it's a dream lineup. It's cool. We're bringing him back. All right. That would be an interesting lineup.
That would be the 3 amigos.
That is an interesting lineup.
They're all killers.
But like, they're all very, very different comics. They all have a very different like core fan base that's going to follow them. And some of them actually those ones probably all have very similar fans, and if I'm right.
Stoners.
Yeah.
Alcoholics.
With a little bit of a dependency issue, follow those ones. But like there's going to be people that you might like that they would like this person, they're not going to like that one, and that's okay. And I think that's what the fun part about comedy is. You get to find the people that have your voice. Mm-hmm. And so you don't have to have a clean voice because not everybody has a clean perspective. So
yeah, like I said, respect to that is just not me. Like I wouldn't feel like myself, like censoring myself. Like even on here, like I try not to cuss, but sometimes this show gets dirty. But we have a lady in the house today, so we try to be more respectful. But
I just got told that I was the dirty part of a show the other day, and I was the only one on it. So I don't know how much of a lady I am.
You talking about a comedy show or a podcast?
A comedy show.
Where was this at?
It was up in, oh goodness. I can say the name because it's nothing but positive things. So it's JT Turner. who's up in Victorville.
Okay, I've never been up there, so I don't know.
He's a great host. Like he calls himself the host liner. Great host. Keeps such a good energy. And so yeah, I just did the show, but it was just funny because I got off and he was like, and that was the clean portion of the night.
Did you do your small penis joke?
I did do my small penis joke there because it felt appropriate.
I've never done Victorville. I didn't even know they had one. I know there's is this the one that's in a hotel?
The Holiday Inn.
That's the one. Yeah, I've heard about it. I've just never been there.
Yeah, so JT runs it now. It's run through a couple different people that ran it before, but it's a good room.
It was a black dude, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen the post. I've just never been up there.
Actually, his birthday was just yesterday, I think.
Happy birthday to that guy.
To JT. No, he's an amazing comic.
Yeah, I've seen them. I've been meaning to go up there. I just haven't. I hate that fucking drive up there. It's a bitch.
Yeah, no, the entire way that I'm driving up there for the show, I'm like, why did I say yes to this?
It's literally, if you take the 15, it's traffic every day, all day, any day. You have to leave an hour before. Did you leave early?
Yeah, I always leave early. If I know I'm going anywhere, like I'm like, is there anything I need to do in that area potentially? It's like I did the same thing here.
I was like, where were you at? I called you and you're like, oh, I'm about to check out. I'm like, where are you at?
I was at a Target at that point.
The one down the street from here?
Yeah. I had already gotten a pedicure. I had gone to the bank.
Is this the pedicure or is that the feet?
No, the pedicure is feet. This is manicure. They did this. I do them at different times so that I'm not paying all the money at once.
You had a pedicure and you put shoes on?
Yeah, I did gel. It's gel.
Oh, I don't know shit about. I don't.
It's a different types of nail.
I have a bit about a nail salon because I have daughters, so I've taken them to the nail salon. And,
you get your nails done?
No, but I have a bit about how they try to convince me. They've asked me to, and I'm like, nah. But every time I go there, they just want money, you know? So if I bring them, like my little one, she wants to get her toes painted, and my oldest, whatever, they get their nails done. And then the Asian lady would be like, oh, you're so handsome. You don't want to get your hands done. You want to get your feet done. I'm like, nah, that's part of the joke. I'm like, they're giving me false compliments because they just want my money, you know? But I'm not going to tell the bit on here, but.
You're like, just know it exists.
But if I want to get hit on, I'll go to a nail salon because they will tell me how handsome I am and beautiful I am.
It's so weird. I feel like they usually tell us, oh, you could be prettier. Are you single?
It's because I was the bank. I was the ATM. So they're like, oh, he's pretty. He's handsome.
You have a very handsome wallet.
But I have seen dudes getting their nails done. I'm like, nah. My uncle used to get his nails done. Part of the video is, I was like, so I found out my uncle and his lady get their nails done together. And I'm like, I knew it. All those Bud Lights finally got to him. I'm like, because I was saying he's gay because he gets his nails done. I was like, I could never do that shit for sure. But part of the bit I was like, I have fungus on my toenails. I need to get my feet done for sure, but I just never do it.
Yeah.
It'd be like in Dumb and Dumber where they're like using the power tools on his toes.
Probably. I could definitely see that being I mean, if you had fungus in your toes, I probably would not recommend going and scaring the Asian.
You do not have fungus. This is just part of the joke.
It's okay.
Hey, they won't even do your nails if you have fungus. Won't they turn you away?
I don't.
It's because the tools are reused and they're whatever they'd have to clean the whole thing out, right?
I've never experienced having fungus on my toes and being turned away, so I don't know.
Have you ever been to a waxing place before?
Yes.
I don't know what those ladies are called that wax or whatever, but I've heard stories of women talking about how girls will come from the gym right after the gym and they want to get waxed and they're like, it smells. They have to turn people away.
I remember I went to get a tattoo one time and the tattoo artist even pointed out that he said there was a girl that came in earlier that day that wanted to get a tattoo on the inside of her thigh, and she had just started her period, and she was unshaved and unwashed.
This is a children's show.
And he said he was like double vision, and he said I couldn't even do it, and I was like, that's awful.
Why would she do that?
Because people don't give a F.
But that's what this lady was. That's what this lady was saying. She was. It's not a children's show. I was fucking around. But she was saying that some women don't get, like you said, they don't care. Would you really go to the gym sweating and then go get your kitty wax right after? Fuck that.
No, I feel like that's how you get infections or I don't know. I couldn't do that. But I don't go get wax because it's painful and I don't like pain.
I have a tattoo appointment coming up. I sweat a lot when I get tattoos because the pain, just from I'm a pussy when it comes to tattoos, even though I have a few. But my tattoo artist's chair is similar to this. It's like a pleather.
Okay.
And anytime I get tattooed, because I'm always fucking flexing and sweat, trying not to cry, and I'll get up and I'll just see the sweat shape of my body. So I'm gross.
Yeah.
I'm a sweater. when it comes to tattoos.
I learned so much about you in such a short time.
I'm gonna get that tattooed on my leg next month.
I thought you were going to say you're going to get this I'm a sweater tattooed on you.
I don't sweat bad. Like, it's just during the tattoo session.
Just only when tattooed do you sweat.
Because I don't think they run the AC. It's hot as fuck in that shop. But
Oh, okay. I was going to be like, I don't know. I've been in tattoos with AC.
last time I went there to get tatted, a girl was getting like her chest piece done, but they put pasties on her. And they don't even tell you. I walked in. I was not expecting to see a woman just laying there, like with pasties on. I was like, oh fuck, like I'm not trying to be a weirdo. I'm like not trying to look, but like she was just laid out right there. I was like, fuck, like could have warned me or something, fool. Like I don't want to look like a perv. I was just like, oh fuck.
Yeah, I remember one of my friends got one right here, and I had gone out of the bar to go get or out of the tattoo place to the bar next door to get a drink because I had just gotten a tattoo. And
What'd you get?
This time, I think I got a panda on my like hip.
Is that for Japan or is that? Oh, that's China.
That's China, but no, it was because me and my friend were in Hawaii and we were drunk, so that's what that happened. And so she was like, "I'm gonna get another tattoo," and I was like, "Cool," because she was trying to sleep with a tattoo artist, and she didn't get there, but I respect the effort. So I go to the bar to go get a drink with one of the other tattoo artists because I was like, I just need a drink, and I was about to have surgery the next day, or in 2 days.
You were getting tatted before surgery?
It was 2 days before my surgery.
Isn't that bad to have
You're not
open
supposed
wound?
to. I was in the military at the time. I'd made a lot of really bad choices.
Hoorah.
So I go to the bar and we have a shot. And as we're walking back, all of a sudden I can hear her screaming and it sounds like she's being railed. And I'm like, holy shit. So I come running and I'm like, fuck. Like, I don't know. I messed up. I left her alone. And she's just in there, just like spread open, just like getting tattooed. And she was just screaming
on the sternum?
On the sternum. And she was just, the guy was like, yeah, just scream through the pain. And I was like, holy shit, I thought you were being attacked.
Have you seen people now, they go under? Like, you can get anesthesia to get tattoos?
No, that is bullshit.
Yeah,
that is part of the
mad.
process. I'm not okay with that. I've jumped off the, like, I have a tattoo right here on my leg, and there's a part where the line's disconnected. Because for the most part, this tattoo didn't hurt. But there's one part where he went over, like, a nerve or a vein or something, and I jumped off the freaking table. So there's, like, a line.
See, that's
but I felt it.
I got my shins tattooed. I have 2 big pieces on my shins.
Ouch.
And when you're getting tattooed on the shins, you feel it in your knees. I felt like my knees were being tatted, but it's just the nerves, like you said. Yeah. So I get it, because I'm telling you, I'm getting that in the back of my calf, on the back. It's gonna fucking kill. Do you have any calf tattoos?
No, I had to think about it. I was like, no, I don't.
Yeah, like the wrists. I have wrist tattoos. These were fucking brutal. I remember my wrists like swelled up after like.
My most painful one is this one right on the top of my, and I had like my ribs done. Those ones weren't that bad. But
I'm surprised you're not all blasted. Do you have any military tattoos?
I do. I have a.
You have a 9/11 tattoo on your back?
Oh God, no. Yeah, just the whole towers. No, I have a sword on. So my uncle was in the military, and so it's a quote that he told me, and it's on my. Actually, my dad's best friend. It's a sword on my shoulder blade, and it says "Kill them all, God knows his own." That's my moto tattoo.
That's hardcore.
Yeah.
What, is this a sword with that? Is it written on the sword? Or
yeah, it's written on the sword. So
like, like the Randy Jackson sword from Step Brothers?
Yeah, that exact sword is the one that's on there.
The samurai sword? What kind of sword is it?
It's a samurai sword, actually, because I got it in Japan. So I was like, all right, might as well. So, but it says "Kill them all, God knows his own."
That's pretty sick. I haven't had a tattoo in like 2 or 3 years, so I already know I'm about to be sweating my ass off. I'm going to bring a pillow this time. I'm going to be prepared, and headphones. I forgot headphones last time.
Oh, I usually talk to the artist, but no, like I got some on my 40th birthday. I wanted my kids to write their name on my 40th birthday, so that's why I got their names in their handwriting.
Can I see it?
Absolutely. And then I had a son that passed away, so that's his name, and I got that a long time ago. And then, but it was funny. So when I got this, I have a niece and a nephew that I'm very close with, and my niece is like, if you're getting their name, you need to get my name. And I'm like, no. And she's like, you have to get mine. I was like, if I get yours, I have to get your brother's.
The whole family tree.
And she was like, no, you don't. You don't have to get his. And so then she ended up giving out with like a whole sheet of like pop art. And so she was like, or you can get one of these. So I have like a drawing that my niece did when she was like 4 on my ankle now of a flower. So
yeah, my first tattoo was my niece's name is pretty big. I was 18 and she was the only niece or nephew at the time.
Yeah.
So I got it huge. I regret it getting it so big because I wanted to do other shit and it's taken up.
Oh.
But eventually I got my daughter's names tattooed on my shin. It's like roses in their names, but
okay.
Yeah, I'm not doing no more nieces or nephews. That was just a young, dumb fucking thing. I love her, but I just regret getting a big ass tattoo of her.
My first tattoo takes up my whole lower back, and it's do Did you ever see Labyrinth or Dark Crystal?
Mm-hmm.
So the guy who did the character design for those movies is Brian Froud, and he had a book that came out in, I want to say, the 70s. And so my brother found this book in a thrift store, and so I took that into a thrift store or into a tattoo shop on my 18th birthday, and there was the guy who was like, I've wanted to do a tattoo out of that book, but I've never brought it in.
What did you get, a character?
It's it's from his book from the 70s. So it's just a fairy that's on there. My favorite thing is when I went into the Marines, so she was a fairy, but you could see the top of her butt because she was bending over. and not inappropriate, just like little kid like bending over, but you can see. And the Marines are like, that's too vulgar. You need to cover it up. So I had to get panties tattooed on top of my fairy so that I would be appropriate for the military.
Wait, the fairy's butt crack was showing it?
Yep.
And where is this, on your back?
On my back.
How do they even see it?
Well, because when you go to MEPS, you have to pretty much do a naked duck walk. And
What the hell is that?
okay, you're not fully naked. You're in like a bra and panties. But a duck walk is like when you've like, I can't do it. I'm in a skirt.
Why would they make you do that?
So they want to see. No, they want to make sure that your spine is straight.
Oh, like for a physical.
Yeah.
I thought you guys were on the beach training or doing some shit like that.
That's just for funsies. No, that was for MEPS, like when you're going in. So they saw that because they're making sure everything is in the right place.
Then again, like I said, they're never going to see that again just during the physical.
It was pretty much a power move, I believe. Like just being like, hey, you have to change this if you want to come in. And I initially did all my testing with the Coast Guard, and I should have gone into the Coast Guard. Like looking back, that's probably the one thing I probably would have been treated better.
You wouldn't get motion sickness being on a boat?
Oh, actually, now I do. I get now. When I was younger, no. But now I get, it's called extended seasickness. So if I'm on a boat, I'm seasick the whole time on the boat. And then I'm seasick for about a week after the boat.
I've never been on a boat. What is seasickness like? You just nauseated?
So nauseous. I remember like just standing there and like nothing like on dry land after and being like, I'm gonna fall over.
Yeah, you still feel like you're rocking on the waves. Because I as a child, I used to go to the beach and be in the ocean, like in the waves all day, and I've like left and still felt like I was being. Is that the similar?
It's similar, but it's to a point where you can like. It's not fun. I remember that feeling when you're little, when you're like all day, you're like every to get like that, like woo. I'd be in the grocery store and being like, I need to sit down on the floor.
You don't probably, you're a girl, but back then, boys swimming trunks used to have those nets.
Yeah.
And it would just fill up with sand and you get a rash. That's the worst too after going to the beach.
Yeah. I mean, we would get it like in some of our bathing suits. They have like the little pocket for like it's not. I don't know why there's a pocket there, but there's like it's the liner.
It's a weed stash.
It's where I keep my. Explains the aftertaste. But like there's like this little pouch and it's supposed to be a liner, but it does the same thing and it would end up I remember leaving and feeling like this must be what balls feel like.
I used to get like 3rd-degree chafe from fucking sand. That's why now trunks don't have them.
No.
But I used to cut them out because fuck that. Like just wear your boxers underneath.
Yeah, I don't think any of my bathing suits have like that little pocket liner mabob anymore.
Because I guess it was supposed to be underwear for your bathing, but they're mesh. Like all it does is collect the sand. So you have like a fucking 10-pound diaper of sand. Like, fuck that.
Memories.
Yeah, but I've never been on a boat before. I've never been on a plane. Like I'm a loser. I haven't done shit. Like
you got to get out there.
I guess.
Where do you want to go?
Oh, Vegas.
You can do that on a car.
Like I would take a plane ride somewhere short like that.
Actually, Vegas is like my least favorite airport to fly into. That for some reason, something with the air around that airport, and please, if somebody else has flown into there without turbulence, like let me know, because everybody I've ever talked to, they say that's like the worst turbulence airport going into.
I would fucking lose my shit.
I know my dad doesn't like to fly, and he's like, "We're gonna fly to Vegas," and I was like, "Don't do it." And then I get a call, and
because of the heat, maybe it fucks with the wind out there.
I think it's also because of the mountains and the way the air pressure is there. That it creates a turbulence that I don't know. Every person I've ever talked to that's flown into Vegas has said it's one of the worst airports to fly into.
I haven't been to Vegas since COVID. It's been a long fucking time. My girl's just texting me. They want to plan a trip, and that's why I stopped talking to her. We're about to start the podcast, but I guess we're having a Vegas trip in the works coming. I don't know.
Vegas.
I haven't been there in a long time, but they built the Raiders stadium, and now they're building the Oakland, or it was the Oakland Athletics Stadium there. I'm like, it's gonna get too congested right there. Like
Vegas is interesting because it's like it's a great walking town if it's not in the middle of the day. I do like that you can get through most of the places still from walking like inside.
I want to go, now that she's told me this, I want to go maybe try it up some mics out there. I'd love to do comedy.
There's a couple mics and shows out there. Let me know when you're going out there. I'll send you the names.
I have some random chick follows me from out there. I don't remember her name, but there's two people that follow me from Vegas. I don't know who the fuck they are, but they put on shows, so I might hit them up. But who do you know out there?
I have to look up their names because I'm like, I have to see who booked me on, because I would featured on a couple mics out there.
Mhm.
And so like there's the Sunday Fun Day, and I know there's a couple different people that run that one, but I can't remember their names.
What's the venue called, or the
oh gosh, I don't remember. It's been like a year since I was there. I don't remember the bars I've been into this past week.
There's like a Jimmy Kimmel one, right? Like a Jimmy Kimmel
There
club?
is. That one's in one of the casinos, and that one's really nice. The one that I did is the Sunday Fun Day was at a bar, and it's not on the strip. It's a little bit off. And it was a lot of fun.
Is it all tourists or locals that go to those shows?
It was mostly locals in the Sunday Fun Day one. In the one that was in the casino that I went into, it was a lot more tourist.
Did the person that booked you help you get a room, or you had to pay for everything yourself?
One time, yes. One time, no.
They put you in like the ghettoest motel out there? Circus.
No, it was off the strip.
Where do you like to stay when you go out there?
My uncle has a timeshare, so usually I try to hit him up and go and stay in the timeshare.
Yeah, I always stay at Excalibur. Like I like it because it's kid friendly. They have the sick pools with the slides and the arcade downstairs. So that's our go-to hotel. It's inexpensive, and it's right around everywhere. That's cool.
Yeah.
But now they have these stadiums coming across the streets and shit. I don't know what it's gonna. It's probably packed all the time now.
It's still pretty far down from that, so I think that would be still okay. Because even like the Sphere and the stadiums are all. I
forgot about the Sphere. Yeah, that wasn't built when I was out there. I'm saying it's been like 5 years since I've been out there. There's a lot of shit's changed. So
yeah,
I just heard people are pissed off that everything charges. They charge you to park. They charge you for everything. Like all these fucking fees, and that's why like the tourism has died down, because they're just milking you for everything. You know.
It is definitely like when you go out there, I find like I try to find ways to be like, how can I do as many things in one spot as possible. Or
we always go in the summertime, and it's so hot that we walk from hotel to hotel. Oh, my girlfriend's calling me. Fuck you. It's the scammers. They call me all day. I thought I silenced my cell phone. Sorry, guys. What were we talking about, Vegas?
If they knew they're gonna go spend money, we get it from now.
Sorry, that was awkward. Fucking scammers, man. I get those phone calls all day. Like, I guess my data has been leaked. I need to stay off of
Pornhub.
I guess. What sites leak your data?
Pornhub.
I'm an X videos guy, all right? Pornhub's classy.
I'm X hamster. Okay.
I like them trashy, all right? X videos all day.
I'm very curious on like what is the caliber rating of porn videos and for different sites. Now I'm just curious.
I don't know. We can't talk about this. You're gonna get us flagged on YouTube. Next subject. Sorry, I would love to talk to you about that, but we cannot talk about that. YouTube would be like, next.
You just brought that up, and that came up, and then I was like, This is what happens, and my brain wanders, and I'm like, what does that do?
Maybe on Patreon. If I have a Patreon one day.
There you go. And that's when you can talk about all the weird stuff.
Speaking of podcasts, how many podcasts do you have? How many have you been on?
So I, as a guest, a lot, but as a host, I had 2 that were mine. And Finding the Funny, and I loved doing that one, but it was just so much work because it was me, and
it's just me, myself, and I here.
So I was editing it and doing that one, and that one I had come out for a while, and then I had Reckless Nerd, and Reckless Nerd I'm actually working on bringing back, and Reckless Nerd is kind of fun because it's just all nerdy content. And
what do you mean nerdy content?
So comic books, video games, sometimes it would get into tech, books, board games. Kind of just anything in the fandoms.
Do you host what's that?
D&D? So I've never been a dungeon master because I'm paranoid that I'm going to fuck up the game for everybody. So I can't, but I will play.
Are you a Stranger Things fan?
I've never watched it.
It's like based on Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay. The past year, in my defense, I was working 2 jobs. I was doing PTA, still doing comedy. I have 2 kids.
Watch the first season, you'll be hooked.
I know, that's why I haven't put it on.
They're about the final season's coming out the end of this year.
I know. I knew that I was like, I can't start this because I'm gonna want to finish it, and I didn't have the time. But now I quit. Like I said, I quit a job, so now I have time.
Binge it.
This is gonna be when I do that.
Because I wasn't a fan of Dungeons and Dragons. Is that what it's called?
Dungeons and Dragons.
So my voice fucking cracked. Sorry.
You're like, I got nerdy with it.
No, but I didn't know the references. I never watched it. And they're like the Demigorgon and this and that. I'm like, they're like, oh, that's a character from that. I'm like, oh, I didn't fucking know. Like,
Dungeons and Dragons is just fun.
they say, I'm gonna spoil this for everyone, but someone said that like this whole series has been going on. They're like, what if the last episode this was just them playing D&D the whole time? This whole story isn't real.
You've ruined it for me and I haven't even started yet.
It was a theory, all right?
No,
Theories are bullshit.
Too far.
It's a great fucking show. I recommend it. It's also why I keep Netflix.
It is on my list, but it was one of those like I was like, okay, I got really big into The Boys, so I had to get through that.
I haven't caught up on the last season.
I love that show so much.
That show is like weird and creepy, and
I love it.
that one actor who's like in all the Scream movies now.
Oh yeah.
He plays like dark characters in other movies now. Like I don't know if you're a fan of that guy, but I fucking love The Boys. That shit's badass.
The Boys, yeah, that was a big one I really got into.
What's that guy's name? The Aqua dude? He like hooks up with the squids and shit.
Oh my gosh, what is his name? The Deep.
Yeah,
The Deep.
The Deep. He's a fucking weirdo and like.
He's my okay. So I hated him in the beginning, and then now towards the end, like I love him.
What season is it now? Is it third?
It's in the third. I haven't finished. I'm just starting the third because I was like, okay. I was waiting till like everything opened up, and now I'm like, I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna watch it because I love all the superhero shit. Like that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, the second season I think I finished where like the what's the guy's name? The white dude, the Homelander. He found out he had a son, and that's where I last seen when he finds his son.
That's the end of the first one.
No, maybe it's the second one. I don't fucking know. It's been a while.
That's like that. No, that's definitely one show that I was getting into. I watched The Last of Us. That one was a good one.
Everyone's all on White Lotus is nuts. I've never watched it.
I haven't watched White Lotus either. Like so I know like I don't have that much time, so I'm like I have to pick and choose, and it was like The Last of Us, that one won. The Boys, that one was easy. Oh my gosh, what's the other one that was based on a video game that came out last year? Fallout?
Is that the one everyone hates because that girl's like trans or something?
I don't care. It's a good show.
They say her acting is cheesy. It's because
the whole thing is based on cheesy acting. It's supposed to be. She's doing a great job.
Fans are mad that what she looks like doesn't look like the character in the game. Like they didn't really like cast her right. I don't fucking know. I don't watch that.
This is okay. People need to get their head out of their asses. That's all I have to say on that. No, because people they're gonna look for any reason to be mad and to pick something apart. And when I'm watching something, I might have loved the source material, but if they do a good job of making me forget that I'm not in the world that they're showing me, I'm fucking on board. So, like, I remember even watching Hunger Games and the first one being like, that's not how they describe the cat. It's 2 seconds I was back in the freaking movie, and I'm like, I'm cool with it. So for me, as long as they make the rest of the movie enjoyable and it's so separate from the source material that it's fine, it's okay. Like, I don't know, this is a controversial one. Mario Brothers movie. Like the first one. I love that movie.
Which one are you talking about?
The original, like John Leguizamo as Luigi. I love that movie. Started like my lifelong crush of John Leguizamo.
Those Koopas were creepy in that movie.
So creepy. But I love that movie, and it's so much fun, and it's so horribly referenced from the source material, but it's such a fun movie.
I liked like those little Easter eggs they had in there, like the little babam or the little things in the movie, like. People didn't like it, but it was the 90s, and they did pretty good for what they had. Like,
and nothing in the movie makes sense for the game, which makes me laugh so hard. It was just fun, and I don't know. That's just like I'm on board. I mean, I can get past quite a bit of stuff. Like, heck, I watched Cinderella when it was Brandy, and I think if I can get past that, I think we'll be okay.
Did you watch the Snow White that everyone hated?
No, I didn't because I can't stand the main girl. And
nobody else does that.
That's my one thing. If I hear you talk in a bunch of interviews and it's created like I'm no longer going to be able to watch you in this character and be able to separate that. Like she did so many annoying conversations.
Do you think that happens to us on podcasts?
100%. I know.
They see our stand-up.
I know I have said stuff either on stage or on podcast or just in the wild that has made people being like, fuck her. And like, we'll carry on.
I'm wondering because look, I did comedy first and then I started podcasting. I'm wondering if anyone who listens who've never seen me do stand-up, like, do they like me or do they hate me already? Like, are they going to judge me before they ever see me do stand-up?
I don't, possibly. It's interesting though. So I did Finding the Funny. I had people come to shows because they're like, oh, I heard you do this show. And so like I remember going to the Ice House and like having a show and people coming and being like, hey, I'm a fan of you from here. Never saw me, but they wanted to see, and I remember getting off stage and they'd be like, oh, you're funny on stage too.
Hey, I got recognized for the first time the other day. It felt
How
good.
was that?
It was weird. I was at the Ontario Improv watching Dick Salas and Ryan.
Yeah.
They were at the show. I just went to go watch them, support. Anyways, I was in the restroom and some dude was like, hey, you going on tonight? And I was like, nah. And I thought he was another comic. And he's like, oh, I was like, oh, you a comic too? He's like, nah, I'm just a fan. He's like, I've seen you here before. And I was like, oh, cool. I got recognized.
I had that happen a few times, and it's weird because like so I remember I used to run the show at UCR at the Getaway, and so I remember I was walking and I was doing a thing with my students, and so I'm like in the quad. It's in the middle of the day, and somebody came up to me, and I'm with my students because we're doing a college tour, and this girl comes over and she's like, I'm a huge fan of yours, and my students were like, you have fans?
Actually, I lied. I've been recognized twice. Another time at Bray Improv, some other old dude was like,
all the improvs.
I seen you at, because I've done I used to do a lot of the Ontario Improv open mics. That's where I got my start at. I'm pretty sure that's where they've seen me at. But it's coming back now. They're going to do it, I think, twice a month now, like open mics. I was like, hell yeah, more open mics, please. Like, because there's not many around here, you know? Like,
I'm getting a new open mic. I'm starting one.
And I forgot to tell you that. Let's talk about that. I saw you posted the Sandbars in Montclair. I think my high school friend, mom used to own that bar back in the day.
Really?
Before it was Sandbar, it was something else. It was called the Roxy or the Foxy or some shit.
It was something before. I don't know. I was in there recently, and the bartender.
Isn't that a biker bar?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
It's rowdy and stuff like that. It's funny, but the bartender, her name was Candace, and like you know when you're talking to somebody and you're just like, you're cool as fuck. And just like, I was like, man, you have a great energy. And so I was joking around with her and I was like, yeah, you should let me do comedy in here. And she was like, we've done comedy in here before. It was a guy out of Ventura. He was really nice, but everything just didn't fit. And so she was like,
was he trying clean comedy in a biker bar?
I don't know what he was doing, but they said it didn't work. And so the owner, I met with her and she was like, I don't know, I'm a little hesitant. And I said, just beware, it's an open mic, so I can't guarantee what's going to get said up there.
It's going to suck.
It's going to be interesting. And so she messaged me and she said, let's do it. So we picked a date. So we're going for the end of July. So I'm hoping to get
that's
turnout.
On Arrow and Central, right?
Yes.
Okay, it's exactly what I'm talking about. Every time I remember passing by that, I always see motorcycles outside.
Yeah, and everybody's chill. There's like there's pool tables in the back. There's car parts. There's not. We're just going to be up in the...
Is there room to like perform?
We're gonna make it work. Yeah, it's a long bar, so there is an area. They do karaoke in there. They do line dancing. I don't know what I haven't figured out where they do the line dancing yet, but they do karaoke in there, and so they put it up in the front. So pretty much just gonna be buy something and then get 5 minutes. Go.
I'd be down to go there. I like Montclair. It's a cool spot.
It's interesting. I was like, there's not too many things I was looking. I don't think we have any open mics really on a Wednesday out here. I mean, I think Buddy System has one.
You said Wednesday?
Yeah, it's going to be the second and fourth Wednesday of the month.
Because there used to be a mixed mic, but where the Sandbar is, you know, there's like industrial.
Yeah.
There was one at a brewery. There's a brewery like a block away from there. I don't remember the name of it. It's like a V or something. I don't remember, but.
Many names.
I went to one open mic there one time, and it was all musicians. It was supposed to be a mixed mic. It was me and Dan Ochoa.
Okay.
We were the only comics there, and I ended up just leaving because it was just bands. It was basically like a jam band practice, and I was like, he's a metalhead, so he felt at home. I was like, I'm a metalhead too, but I don't play music. So I was like, I'm out of here. Fuck this. And I went to Chatterbox.
We'll see. Hopefully that one goes good. And then the same day that one's on that Wednesday, and then that Saturday, I have a show that I just started. It's going to be at 3-Bit in Pomona.
3-Bit? Where is that?
3-Bit Games in Pomona. Oh my gosh, I'd have to look at this.
I've heard of it. It's the arcade, right?
It's so they sell video games. They have like old movies. It's pretty much like just all pop culture stuff.
I've seen them. I know them because I went to a horror convention.
They would have been there.
And they were there doing a pop-up, and they had like this little room. It looked like a 90s kid bedroom, and they had TVs and video games. And the guy, I remember the guy giving me a card, so that's why it sounds familiar.
Yeah. So no, they're awesome. It's such like a nerdy haven, and then we're gonna do kind of more of the panel ones. So it's gonna be comics going up, and then a recorded portion that's going to go up later.
Oh, that's cool. Let me know about those, all right? Because I want to go to more mics. I'm tired of going to the same.
Well, that one's a show, so that one's going to be a show. But the Sandbar will be a mic.
I'm excited for Sandbar. I'd love to perform in front of bikers. Hell yeah.
I'm intrigued to see how it's going to go. And if I can keep that room.
Hey, you want to hear something funny?
In control.
That girl that I was telling you that her mom owned the bar there. there used to be this website called Black Snake. It's a corn website for black dudes with big ones. And I told her that that website was like you remember like rotten.com and those crazy websites?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I told her, the girl, my friend, I was like, hey, check out blacksnake.com. Because we were telling everybody this shit. Oh, go check out blacksnake.com. Google it. Kids don't Google it, but if you're an adult, Google it.
Over 18.
I told her it's like rotten.com. They show like crazy things, and I was like, it's called Black Snake. And then she Googled it with her mom. It was a corn site. I was like, I feel bad, but her mom owned that bar, but they moved out of state. They sold the bar and, moved, and then it became the Sandbar.
Yep. So now there's going to be comics in front of bikers. So
I'm down. Let me know.
Yeah. So that one will be on. Let me see. I've looked up.
We'll plug this later. We're not wrapping up
yet. There yet. I know. I'm just like, when is it? Because I have to remember my own day. Oh, it's 23rd of July.
I guess we're plugging, but
no, I'm like, I have to. All of a sudden, I was like, I have to remember.
We needed to continue talking about comedy before we wrap it up. We're barely not even an hour in yet. We're still
okay.
Good.
Go.
So let's go to comedy. How long have you been doing comedy now?
8 years.
Damn, you're a veteran now.
Yeah.
How did you get started?
A dare.
A dare?
Yeah. So my cousin, who's Esmeralda Villalobos, so I don't know if you've seen her.
Maybe I don't.
Very funny. Me and her have nowhere near the same type of style.
Do you guys do shows together at all?
We've done shows together. We don't produce shows together.
Is she younger or older?
She's younger. But I know I've booked her on shows or things like that when she's hosted or she's produced shows. She's booked me on shows occasionally. So I went to go see her and she was like, you should do this. And I was like, yeah, sure. And I thought she meant for another day and she went and signed me up. And then the host goes, if it's your first time, you're going up first. And I hadn't written anything because she had just told me about it.
Did you do crowd work?
So it did. No, I didn't. I was like, I had 10 minutes and I went in the back and I'm like, okay, what's happened today? What's happened today? What's happened today? And earlier that day, my son was trying to poop a square because he was playing with the Play-Doh thing. And I'm like, please stop actively trying to change the shape of your butt. Like, that's not okay. So that had happened. I was talking about the military, and as soon as everybody thought I was from California, they thought I was going to hold my M16 sideways, like just stupid shit. It was all like, I was like, I don't know what's happening. Like, I only had 3 minutes to talk, like, on stage, but I had no idea. And I remember I got off stage, and the guy was like, he's like, oh, how much time do you have? And I was like, 3 minutes. And he goes, how long have you been doing comedy? And I was like, 3 minutes. Like, you saw it all.
My first time I froze on stage. I forgot my bits. I was nervous. It was scary, but that's crazy. I couldn't just jump out there. I finally took the leap. I loved comedy my whole life, and I was like 34 when I started comedy. And I just looked up an open mic, and Ontario Improv posted something, and I went and watched just one, and I came back the next one, and I thought I was ready. I was like, oh, I have a month to write some stuff. Was not ready. I didn't know anything about timing or how long jokes went, and it was horrible. I bombed and killed at the same time.
I think if I had planned it, I would have bombed. I think because I went up and I was in pure adrenaline and like panic mode, which is me most of the time, I was in it. And it made it funnier. There was a guy who was sitting in the very front. And Flappers, when it used to be in Claremont, and it was interesting.
I've never been there. I'm from Claremont. I've seen it, but I wasn't old enough to go in when it was open. And by the time I was into comedy,
you wouldn't have been there.
It was been there since I was in high school. It was when they opened.
Yeah.
By the time I was old enough, or I was into comedy, it was gone already. So
yeah, it was. So the stage used to be like you could only see like the first like 2 people in the audience. And so, of course, the comic that sat in the very dead center, the only one who was in the visible light, was autistic, which is not an issue, except for he made absolutely no facial changes for the entire 3 minutes. So I'm up there.
He's just deadpan staring at you.
And the worst thing I could do, I couldn't break eye contact. So I'm just like deep in eye contact with him. And I'm just like, we're going to say all of these jokes directly to you. It was so uncomfortable, but I did fine.
Yeah. How big is that room? Because I remember I used to drink around there, and I remember seeing it. I never went inside, but was it small? Because all those businesses are small. They're not that big.
Have you been to Flappers in Burbank?
No, I've never been to any Flappers.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to think of it. It was probably pretty equatable to Chatterbox, actually.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. That's probably why it didn't last. Like how it's basically like a.
It was there for a while. It didn't last for a lot of reasons. There was a lot of drama that went on with Flappers. I don't think, in comparison to the Burbank location, it was getting as much traction. It just didn't get the same caliber of comics.
How many seats did it hold? Like less than 50?
No, it was probably around 50.
Did they have big names coming through there?
Not really.
As I said,
That's why I was like, it. Occasionally there would be. I did a couple like shows there, like that were like showcase types. Everything that I did through them was always showcase.
It's basically for locals, right? That's all it was. And was it a bar too? Like, did they have when they weren't doing comedy? Was there like an open bar?
No, it was just they only served food and drinks when they had shows.
That's the problem.
Yeah, like so Flappers in Burbank, there is a bar that you can walk into and just go get drinks when the show's not going. But like that one also has the perk of having 3 rooms. Like you have the one in the back, you have the main one, and then you have there's a stage in the room with the bar. So if there is 2 shows going, they can still have a mic going, or they can still have just a variety of things. So that just leaves so much more opportunities for there to be revenue. You go to the Ice House, they have the 2 different rooms. So there's the Flappers over there just was not built to sustain.
I've never done the Ice House either. I need to get around more.
Ice House is my favorite room, and I haven't been back since it's remodeled.
How do you get in there? Like I saw this thing where you can sign up to be on there, but they want you to like bring people and all this crap. Like,
yeah. So a lot of the Ice House shows, in order to get into them, they were bringer shows, and I've done one with Mike Q, I think. It's been a while. It's been before COVID. I went in. They used to do an open mic, and so I got booked in there for a couple shows from there.
Yeah, I've done comedy for 2 years, and I've only had maybe 1 or 2 people come out to see me. Like I don't know how people do it. I can't get no one to come.
It's definitely hard. I know, like, I would tell people, like, hey, go to this show. I know I push the bookers, as horrible as this sounds, producers that I know take care of the comics, I push more for them. Like, so, hey, go to this guy, go to, like, things like that. Like, if I know a booker, one, either doesn't pay the comics or doesn't go above and beyond.
Y'all get paid? I've been paid like twice. There's my first 20. I have it saved there. Lola, I did a show with her, and she paid me my first 20.
I try not to. If I book anybody for more than 10 minutes or more, I try to make sure to pay them. I paid you too, didn't? Oh no, you did 7 minutes for me. That's why.
I've only did the open mic. I never did a show.
Oh, okay. I thought you did one of my shows too.
No,
you did the open mic.
Just the Grey Wolf open mic.
Okay.
The one you guys had a few months ago, or maybe 5 months ago.
It was almost a year ago now.
Oh shit! I'm lost track of time.
Yeah. It's so yeah, no, if I booked a show, if you did anything like, so if I did a 7 minute set, I wouldn't pay that person, but anything 10 minutes or more, I pay. So it's why I was kind of been hesitant to pick up a new show.
I don't mind getting paid or not, but at least can I get a free drink while I'm here?
Well, yeah. So yeah, if it's a place with a bar, it's a free drink and pay, things like that. Because I think that's one of the things I was like, I hate trying to get people to come out to a show and being like, you're not paying any of the comics. Why am I going to have somebody pay for a ticket into here? I'm like, so I struggle with that because as a booker, I'm like, I would rather my comics get paid because we don't get respected enough.
Yeah, exactly. I don't mind. I'll do a free show. I don't give a fuck. I just want stage time, but
yeah,
there's some mics where they want you to bring people. And then like this one I was going to do in LA, they want me to bring people. And if I didn't bring people, then I'd have to pay. I'm like, what? Like, I'm not paying to perform. Fuck you.
I'm talking to a venue off Sunset, and one of the things is I was like, I can only do this if there's a feasible way for my comics to get paid. And I was like, because I'm not pulling comics from the IE to go perform in LA.
Far, it's like an hour drive.
No, I'm like, and especially if I ever, and so another one of the things, and I'm like, this is such a lonely and difficult career. So like if I'm booking, like when I book comics out of San Diego, hey, do you have a comic you like to drive with? That's a good comic. And like also because I'd be like, just that you bring a shit comic, this is going to reflect on you if I'm going to bring you back. So like, do you have a good comic that you're down to drive with? You guys save gas, grind up together, you both get paid gas, like some money going back. I want to work with comics because I want to get good quality comics in the door. But I know I'm not at a place where I have the budget to pay them enough to make it worth it.
So is that your goal, is to like produce shows? I hear you're saying you have these 2 mics and now you're trying another. Do you want to be like a producer?
I love producing. I've produced, oh goodness, quite a few shows over the couple of years. Like I've done other ones in comic book stores. I've had a couple different breweries. Running big festival shows have been really fun.
Would that be like another career path for you? Is like working at a club, like a legit one, like managing or anything like that?
If one came up and all the pieces fell into place, I could definitely see that's something I'm doing. Like I am going and doing courses for project management and stuff like that too.
What I like about the Comedy Store is everyone there's comics. Like maybe some waitresses aren't, but like certain places like Improv, they're just regular. Every time I'm at the Improv, I ask like the door guys, like, "Oh, are you a comic?" Like, no. I'm like, I thought you had to be door guys. Like, I thought you had to be comics to work here, you know? Like, you'd think they would hire real comics that actually can bring people and know the business, you know? But I guess they'll hire anyone. I don't fucking know.
I mean, at that point, it's like they treat it like a job, and I think it's a little bit of that. If you have a waitress that is a waitress, you know they're going to be there for their shift. If you have a waitress that's a comic,
I'll do a mic tonight.
There might be a show that they have to deuce out for. So there might be some of the feasibility behind that. So it's definitely there's I think positives and negatives to both sides of that.
So you've been doing comedy 8 years. What's your next 8 years? You plan on doing this forever, or?
I don't know. I wanted to be a writer, and I actually have stage fright. So my least favorite part about comedy is getting on stage, because like I will blank out being on stage a good chunk of the time. I like writing, so as long as I can keep writing, I want to keep doing that. I'm working on a couple projects that I've had a couple animators reach out to me to work on. So I'm currently writing a pilot for that, and I'm working
like
with
a cartoon. Sick. Like a YouTube? Are you gonna try it on YouTube or what?
So ideally, it's potentially to pitch it to go higher, but if I need to, I was talking about doing a web series.
YouTube is probably the best way to get it started, you know?
The animators I'm talking to are already in a studio.
I love it when they animate people's bits.
Yeah.
Like,
I want to do that too.
I want some of my bits animated. That'd be so fun, but I don't know anyone or.
Yeah, so I started talking to an animator. We just sat down and talked yesterday about some of the character design. So
how the fuck you lived like 1,000 lives? How do you have time for all this shit?
I am an insomniac, so there's no sleep. Which I think everybody teases me because I'm like constantly like at 2 a.m. I'll post something with insomnia's in full blast.
I was gonna ask you because you're a teacher and you say you work at Disneyland. Like, how do you have time to? At the time, you don't.
There's no sleep.
How do you do comedy and work 2 jobs and?
I'm really happy that I'm down to 1 job. That's great.
Are you gonna work more at Disneyland now that you're not teaching? So you're gonna do like more than 1 day or 2 days?
Well, yeah, I'll be full time now.
My girl's cousin used to work at Disneyland. He was our connect. He used to get us in all the time.
Every time.
And then he quit his job and moved out of state, and then he moved back, but he works somewhere else now. I'm like, fuck, I lost my Disney plug.
I know that everybody, as soon as like I've had people that I don't talk to, and they'll call me and be like, "Hey, you want to sign me in?" And I'm like, no.
how did back then it was like he would sign us in and we get 3. Is it still the same?
It's 3, yeah, 3 sign-ins 16 times a year.
See, they limited it. Before it was more than that. Like he could get us in more.
When did he work there? Because I used to work there 20 years ago.
My daughter was maybe a baby at the time. Like since my little one, this was maybe 10 years ago. Like we would go a lot. Like I don't know if he was we would go maybe like 3 or 4 times a year, and he'd always get us in. So I don't know his limit, but 16 is it?
Yeah.
He also had friends too that would get us in too, so we didn't always just use him, you know. So
yes, and it's typically only 16. You get more after you've been there for I think it's like 20 years.
He was there probably 5+ years, like from right out of high school all through college, and then he moved. So
yeah, and I think it's 20 years before that goes up.
What's your job there?
I work in the stores.
I thought you were gonna be one of those people in the suits like Minnie Mouse or something.
No, I'm too tall. I'm too tall for Minnie Mouse.
Have you seen
I'm too old for a princess.
Have you seen that picture of that Minnie Mouse the dude smoking a cigarette with he's a Mexican dude, but he's sitting having a break with a cigarette, but he has his Minnie Mouse helmet off?
No, I haven't seen it.
I've seen it online. I'll send it to you later.
Oh, definitely.
So that's your goal now, is to move up in Disneyland?
It's they actually take really good care of their cast, so it's been pretty good. And it's been a good reset because, like I said, I was getting burnout.
You should try doing mics at the bars right there. Do you think they would allow that on the Disney?
Not on Disney proper, probably not. But there are a bunch of bars around the corner. I was actually just in a couple bars the other day. Like I'll get off work, like when I get off at like 11 or whatever. I'm like, okay, let me go drive. So I went in one bar the other day, and I was like in there and I was like, okay, could this be a room that would work? And I'm like looking, I'm like, no, this room wouldn't work. And then I got hit on by a guy that was 57 because he thought I was 28, and that was uncomfortable.
You're not 28?
I'm not 28. But it was just like, and he's like, yeah, I'm 57. Aren't you 28? And I was like, wait, we need to talk about the age difference right here if you think that's...
He's like, you remind me of my granddaughter.
I'm like, if this is where you're thinking, it's not okay.
Yeah, Disneyland is cool, but it's fucking expensive now. Like, I haven't gone in a while, but the last time we went there, we rented a hotel. And we were there for 2 days or whatever, and it was worth it with the hotel package. I thought it was, but we were able to get everything done in the few days we were there. But the fucking food was expensive. Like we wanted to eat on the little what's that place, Downtown Disney?
Yeah.
We went to some fancy like Italian place, and it had pizza, so the kids would eat it. I spent like $200, and that food fucking sucked. Like, I eventually walked my happy ass to Denny's down the street and got food there because all the food places around there were just way too fucking. And the kids don't eat none of this shit. So
I just took my best friend and her daughter, and they hadn't been since she was a baby, so they had a great day. I took my other best friend the other week with him and his fiance, and then they took both of their daughters. And I mean, it depends on what you're trying to get out of the day. I like food, so I spend the entire day just going through and finding different foods.
I want to try there's a Bear place, I think in California Adventure. They have like huge hamburgers. Like I seen one of the park hoppers. What are they called? Those fat people that do they do reviews on Disney. They call them park hoppers, right? They're like fat Disney park hoppers. You know?
I don't know what this is. I mean, park hoppers is when you go from one park to the other.
There's one of these fat people review food, and they go to all the different spots and like they see if you're fat enough to fit on a ride. It's like a fat review. So that's how I seen it. Like they had talked about it on YMH, but anyways, this chick went to some burger place and it was fucking huge, and I was like, oh damn, I want to check that out.
I know they have Prims, and they do like everything is really big and oversized there.
Yeah, but yeah, there's a lot of weird shit at Disneyland. Like there's like Disneyland gangs where they wear like biker cuts and they're like named after the streets. And like I have a friend who's a legit biker and he's on a legit biker gang, and he's like, we don't want to look bad by saying something, but they like in costume, like they look fucking stupid, you know, like you know, walk around with a cut and you don't ride, you're just there and like there's a lot of Disney weirdos. I'm not saying you are, but there's fucking weirdos out there.
I just let everybody do their own thing. That's my thing. I'm just like, if you're not hurting anybody, just carry on. Do whatever makes you happy.
But I like those fat park hopper ones because they show the good food, and I'm like, yes, this is what I want to see. Like places I've never been to. I like going to get beignets.
Oh yeah, I like the beignets at Disney more than the beignets in New Orleans, and that's like a very controversial.
Supposedly there's one in Riverside, a beignet spot.
Oh yeah, it's at it's not bad either. It's at the Food Lab.
They claim they're better than Disneyland. If it's the same place.
It's the one in Food Lab. I know for my daughter for her birthday one year, she's like, I want beignets instead of a cake. So that's what we went and got, a tower of beignets.
I'd never had a beignet, and we went with my mother-in-law one time, and she's like, oh, let's get these for the kids. And I was like, all right, whatever. Like, and then I tried it, and I was like, oh, holy fuck. That's why a while back when I found out you worked there, I was like, can you bring me some beignets? Like,
I'm like, it's caramel apples and beignets.
I try to Google how to make it, and like the way you have to like rise the dough. I'm like, next, I'm not doing all this shit.
No, they're pretty intricate, but they're good. But yeah, no, the one it's in the Food Lab, and it's pretty good actually.
They just put too much powdered sugar. Like half your bag is powdered sugar.
It's supposed to be.
When you're trying to eat, like I'm fat, so when I eat, it just gets all everywhere, and like try to wipe it in, and it just smears in your clothes.
Well, you can't wear all black when you eat a beignet. That's where you went wrong.
Every day I'm ready for a funeral,
you know,
right?
You carry.
I'm goth. I'm a Disney goth.
There you go.
But I like Disneyland. It's just we went too much because we had the plug, and then it got old. But now, like, it's been a while, and I haven't gone. The last time I went there, they were still building the Star Wars shit. Like,
I love it over there.
I've been on all of them except for the one where you have to like make a reservation for. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, but they don't have to do that anymore.
Well, whatever that one was, the big one it's like
the Rise of the Resistance.
It's a 15-minute ride or some shit like that. Like,
it is okay. That ride, so good. I like going to theme parks everywhere. So like I'm always in theme parks and zoos, museums, anything like that. Like I love just going to and seeing, especially like anything immersive. So like, but yeah, Rise is like an amazing attraction. Personal opinion.
I had a friend who went on there, and like she went when they first opened it, and she like cried. I was like,
my daughter did. She said it was just so overwhelming because there's so many things happening all at once, and and she's not even a Star Wars fan.
What I think is weird that they still have the other Star Wars rides, like Space Mountain. Is that still considered? Was it still Star Wars or no?
It is. I don't think well, it's only Star Wars when they would do like the Star Wars overlays, and then I know Star Tours is still over there. But it's interesting because
it's over here, then they built everything else over there.
Yeah, I like it.
So if you're like a foreigner and you don't know Disneyland and you show up and you just go to Star Tours, you're like, this is it? Like,
there's such different energies in looking around, and I think like there's something cool about when you walk into an area and it completely becomes immersive and changes everything. So I think they did a good job. I like it.
I just noticed you're wearing a Disneyland necklace. You're all about Disneyland, huh?
No, okay, so this is actually my daughter we had matching ones, and so she has one.
Did I offend you when I said Disney weirdos? I'm not.
No, it's fine. I don't mind it. I'm not, like, I like Disney and things like that. I don't think I'm a Disney adult because I like movies across the board. I have this.
You don't cry when you see Rapunzel?
No, not in person, but I cry during every movie and show and cartoon. It doesn't matter if it's Disney. I cry during commercials. So, but I won't cry if I see
like a Dumb and Dumber when they cried over that AT&T
Okay.
commercial.
This is okay. That is so real. The issue is like I'll watch those commercials for like the military reunions, and you'll see like the dad like getting behind the door, like getting ready, and I'm already a mess. Like they haven't even seen their child, and I'm like, they're so excited.
Well, you already get in free, but do you do the Veterans Days at the Disneyland? Do you ever go?
I actually, so they did a full ceremony the last year, and they had the cast that were veterans come and they marched down the main street and they did the whole flag salute, changing of the flags, everything. It was really, really cool, actually. I got a little choked up for that, but I get choked up. I'm weird, and I kind of do get choked up every time I hear like the Halls of Montezuma, like in a full thing, and that's the Marine in me. So I did get a little choked up, but yeah, not usually for that.
I haven't been to Disneyland in a while, but the parades are pretty sick. My kids like those ones.
I'm not a parade person.
You don't like the parades?
No. My dad, and it's interesting because my dad's a parade person. My dad, like on his bucket list, one of the things was to go build the floats for the Rose Parade. He did that. And the other thing on his bucket list is to go be one of the people that holds the Macy's Day Thanksgiving balloons. But I found out you have to be an employee of Macy's in order to do that. And I'm like, it's weird because part of me is I'm like, I could get a job at Macy's and then get my dad
to get a part-time
just to help him with that bucket list, unless somebody else from Macy's wants to help me out.
What did you do 20 years ago at Disneyland?
Outdoor vending.
That's cool. You get free churros all day?
No, not free. It's still not free. It's the same thing. It's I don't know. The thing is I like theme parks. So I've applied at Knott's Berry Farm. I got in there, but then Disney was going to pay me more. So
my girl's cousin works there. I think in the shops outside.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like I go, I think for my birthday last year, I was at Universal Studios. We go to Knott's Berry Farm. I like seeing all the engineering and the things that they do for all of that stuff.
Do you have any bits for Disneyland?
I do, but I don't like to say Disney's name because in any inappropriate fashion.
I guess we'll keep that later on our Patreon. But
yeah.
I was just wondering because I would think of like so many bits could come out of there just from people watching.
I mean, it's because I try to make sure I'm respectful of it. It's because there's definitely interesting things that you see. There's things like it's an interesting world, and I'm always fascinated by the Disney adults that are there in like, you're like, how much did you spend on that outfit? I can't even.
Or they call it bound, right? Where they go.
Disney bounding, yeah.
Yeah. We used to do that for my daughters when we would go there, like have them looking like the character or whatever, not in full costume.
But the like, colors of that alluding to.
It's uncomfortable for them to walk around in princess dresses and shit. Like one time I saw this couple where the dude was wearing the dress and the wife, they were dressed like Finn and Rapunzel.
Okay.
He was wearing the dress and she was dressed like Finn, but his dress was tight on him and he kind of had a gut on him and it just looked funny because he looked uncomfortable walking around, but they were doing whatever the fuck they were doing, but what was that? Did your phone go off?
No, the thing's been on.
But yeah, I remember seeing him like, I don't know, did he lose a bet? Because he looks pissed. Like he
probably. His
daughter was Rapunzel and he was also Rapunzel, and then the wife was, is it Finn?
Finn Rider.
Yeah.
Finn or Flynn? Flynn. I think it's Flynn.
But he had regular shoes on, so it looked even funnier. But I was just like, you could never have me do that. Like I couldn't imagine walking around in a dress all fucking day at Disneyland. Like fuck that.
I don't even walk around in a dress all day at Disneyland.
What do you wear out there? You guys wear khaki pants?
When I'm working, for the most part, yeah.
Their uniforms are so like degrading. They wear like to tuck their shirts in and like these funky looking. Okay, we can't talk bad about them.
I'm like,
I am a guest there. All right, this is not.
Yeah, no.
Employee talk. I'm just saying they look uncomfortable. Like they don't have the most flattering outfits there.
Mine are good usually. I haven't had any issues.
Anyways, we won't talk about Disney more. But let's before we end. We're an hour and 22, and before we end. Do you have any final thoughts or anything like you'd like to talk about? Where do you see yourself in the next few years doing comedy, or what's your goals?
I'd really like to see some of these other projects that I've been working on to kind of come to fruition. I'm hopeful with this animator to see how things go with her.
It's going to be a comedy or like? Or just,
it is. It's kind of very
for adults or kids.
It's adults. It's adults cartoon. So I don't want to get too much into the story right now because I'm still like getting all the characters right now.
Are you going to voice anybody?
I don't know.
You
I
should.
don't. The funny thing is I don't like my voice.
Listen, what you should do is create a random character and just do one-liners. Like you're like the person in the background, and just you're not a main character.
No,
But,
I definitely don't want to be a main character.
as I said, just be the background. Just like Boomhauer. He like you never hear understand what the fuck he's saying, but he's there. You know.
Yeah, I could be somebody in the background. I got that. I'm okay not being main character. I'm okay not being main character. It's fine. But yeah, so I just have more shows. I'm picking up more shows, producing, working on some of those things. I definitely, just kind of keep growing in this entertainment world. I think that's kind of the focus.
In the 8 years you've been doing comedy, like, has like, what have you seen change? Like, is it changed for the better? Is it worse? Is it easier to do comedy? Is it harder to do comedy?
It's so different. It's interesting because I think it's based on where you live, what you have access to, and like what your availability is. So it's like my ability to do comedy isn't going to be the same as one of the 21-year-olds that's coming in with no kids and no job. So it's like, yeah, there's going to be a different level of availability. One of the perks is I was like, because I have a little bit of having like a name and having the rooms and stuff like that, I haven't done as many mics, so that's good and bad probably. It's interesting. I think it's just kind of wherever you are in comedy, just trying to take as much as you can from the scene that you're in. Going and seeing other scenes, I think, is so important.
That's what I do. I travel around. Like, I know people that just go to the same mics every. Like, how are you not burnt out? Like, we all know each other's jokes. Like, how the fuck do you sit there through this? I couldn't do it.
I got super fortunate, and I got booked, and so I got to go on tour. And I was in Massachusetts. I've been in Rhode Island, been in Oregon, Nevada, Arizona, and Louisiana.
Have you done shows with like big names? Like, do you have any big names you've done shows with?
Yeah, but I don't think they would remember me.
Obviously, I've done it too, and they don't even talk to me. So.
But yeah, so I'm just like I've done a couple. I've done a couple showcases with bigger names, things like that. Like I don't want to plug names that I'm like I think that. So it's but yeah, when I got to go do shows in other cities and other states, it's I think I grew a lot more doing things like that.
That's why I want to do Vegas. I'm just curious to see what they think of me. Like, because I know they have a lot of tourists, but you said there's a lot of locals that go there. I'm just curious what they would think of me. Like, would they welcome me? Because my shit's pretty dark and dirty. So.
I think for the most part, everywhere I've been, and I don't know if this is the same experience for everybody, but as long as you don't come in like with an asshole ego.
I'm cool with everyone.
Like everybody seems pretty chilled. I think the weirdest thing was when I was in Boston and I went like, oh, okay, is anybody going to get food after? And they're like, the girls don't go out with us after.
That's what's weird. Like, yeah, because comics don't want to be called like weirdos or whatever. Like, for me personally, I don't talk to girls just because I don't want to be labeled a weirdo. I don't want to say the wrong thing to girls. And honestly, I just don't know them. And there's not that many female comics out there, you know? And a lot of places, like, the girls will come and they'll just leave. Like, I do the same shit. I have work in the morning, so I take off. But
yeah,
I understand what he said, like, oh, they don't hang out, because you don't want to, like, for me personally, I wouldn't want you to say, oh, Andy's a fucking weirdo. And then everyone's going to think, oh, he's a fucking weirdo. Like,
well, and it's for them, there wasn't as many females in a lot of those areas. So as few as we have here, there was even fewer there.
So you were a star out there.
I had so much friggin' attention. No, it was just like that. It was almost like that safety factor of like, oh, I'm just going to go home now. And I was like, but you don't have a community. Like, it didn't feel as, like, there was definitely, like, the pockets of community, but it didn't feel
you were more comfortable because you were in the military, so you're used to being around the boys, so they didn't realize.
That might be why.
I'm one of the boys.
That might be why.
Would you consider yourself one of the boys?
I think so, for the most part. I know even in, like, my groups, like, my friends, like, I had a group of a couple guys, and they'd be like, oh, well, he's the female in the group because you're more of the guy in the group. And I went, okay, that's fine. So yeah, I think the military definitely gave me a comfortability, regardless of who's in the room.
Yeah, because I've had you're the third female comic I've had on here. I've reached out to other ones, and then like sometimes we don't really like agree on like the dates, and it just kind of gets forgot. Like I'd asked you like months ago. We finally got you.
I just got a crazy schedule.
But I understand. But also like my girl was like, you need to have more girls on. I'm like, I don't know that many girls. Like
there's not a lot of us, and sometimes a lot of us get bombarded quite often, and not always in a good way. So
that's why I say I stay away. Just I'm not getting involved in that.
No, absolutely.
No one's gonna tarnish my fucking name.
And I think as long as you're behaving above reproach, and I think just making sure like, hey, you're not leaving an area for wiggle room, or if you do accidentally say something, and I think this is one of the biggest issues, and I've talked with a couple other female comics, it's like, hey, you said this made me uncomfortable. The best thing to do would be like, oh, cool, my bad, I didn't mean to, I'm sorry. As opposed to, well, that you're being too sensitive, or like trying to like push it off, because then that minimizes how comfortable you're going to feel with somebody.
Have you had to deal with hecklers or people treating you differently because you're a girl? Like,
yeah.
Like drunk dudes talking shit to you on stage?
Yeah, I've had guys in the audience while I'm on stage being like, I'd fuck her. Being like,
I didn't mean to laugh, but that's just bold.
No, you're seriously, I'm like, I wouldn't. Like, it's cool. Like, you just move on. You're just like.
Was he a hot dude? Because
he wasn't.
An ugly dude would not.
It's never a hot dude that says that. It's never a freaking hot dude that says that. Just.
He's like, yeah, she's like a 3. I'll take it.
He was a 2, so it was fine. It was cool.
Have you seen those like commercials where it's like, or there's a meme where there's a fat dude on the couch watching beauty competitions? He's like, oh, she's flat, and he's like a fat dude eating chips.
Yeah, that's 100% what the most vulgar things that I've ever had said to me are always from somebody that has no right to say it. That's what I'm like. Like, I've been told that I'm fat, and it's always by guys that are fat. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Stefanie, you're fat. I'm just kidding.
On brand. No, I'm kidding.
I was just fucking with you. She's not fat, audience.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so no, I've been like, yeah, but it's always like the people that are like, you're not the one that should be telling me this. And so you just, for the most part, you just kind of.
These people's got to be high or drunk, because I would never have the balls to just shout that out.
Well, but I mean, like, but I've had bookers.
But if I was in the audience and a girl was like doing crowd work and shitting on me, I might come back with something, but I wouldn't just blurt out random shit, you know?
I never pick on the audience without them starting the conversation.
See, I do it. One of my bits, I like call somebody a fat fuck, but when I do it, I point just to the back of the room where like nobody is there, and I pray there's not a fat dude like, were you talking about me?
Yeah. No, I've never picked on an audience member without them starting the conversation.
Or I've had plants where I'll tell like someone, hey, I'm gonna say this about you, but I don't mean this, all right? Like when I do the fat joke, like because I'm afraid that I don't want to piss anybody off, so like I'll select a skinny dude and he's not even fat, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna tell you this, just I'm gonna point to you, just don't react, all right? So I guess that's my little plant that I use, but I only do that when I'm around a crowd I don't know, and I'm not trying to get into it with anybody, you know?
That's fair. I mean, I've had audience members cuss me out before. But it's always been women. I've had women in the audience way more aggressive.
Jealous because you're funny and they're not?
I said one show in San Bernardino. It's always fucking San Bernardino. And I'm walking on the stage and I had cute heels on and I was wearing a dress and I was dressed up nice because I have one of two ways. I either look like I'm going out to like a really nice club, or I look like I'm going to camp. Like those are my two ways of dressing.
Like you're going to Target or you're going to Walmart.
Never Walmart. So I'm walking on stage, and as I'm walking on stage, and this girl in house slippers says, "This bitch in $5 heels," and I'm like, "Wait, please let me know what swap meet you shop at."
I have a question. Like, why? You know, like I feel like women hate women. Like, why do women hate each other? Like, you guys like. Nobody hates women more than other women. Like
I don't know. It makes me. I'm not a hateful person. So like I'm very much like if I see somebody and you have something on cute, I am like I will go out of the way. I'm like, oh, your shirt is cute. Like I like building people up. So I don't understand that mentality.
Like my daughter's a teenager and she's in high school and she's always having drama with all her friends. I'm like, damn, this shit starts too early. And it never ends. And it never ends.
Yeah.
Well, fuck that chick in her fucking bunny slippers.
It's cool.
She's probably just jealous because you're funny and people or guys are giving it. Was she with somebody?
No, she was there it was a whole motorcycle gang.
Oh, fuck. She was a bitch?
Uh-huh.
Literally.
And then the best part was because then after, like, there was some guys that came up to me and they're like, we wanted to hear you. The stuff we heard was really funny because they ended up, her entire table was then, like, purposely singing and trying to make so you couldn't hear my set.
She was in a biker gang wearing slippers? How the fuck did she pull that off?
I don't know. I don't want to say the name of the biker gang.
Oh, don't, please. Anyways,
you kind of, but I don't want to.
Stefanie, it's been fun, but it's already It's an hour and 30. We got to cut it off. Now here's your time to plug.
Okay.
This is coming out next Wednesday.
Okay, next Wednesday. So I'm not doing the shows this weekend. So I know on the 19th I'm doing I have 2 shows. So I'm going to be doing the Pause and
Into the mic.
Or Patriot and Pause. I was pulling this up. Patriot and Pause, and then I'm going to be at Uriel Brewing Company in Riverside on the 19th. And then we have the 23rd. It's going to be the Sandbar in Montclair.
I can't wait for that one.
And so that's an open mic. And then on the 25th of July, we have Comedy Bits, and that's going to be the one that's over at
3-bit.
3-bit in Pomona. I was going to say 8-bit because I was looking at the time and I was like, wait, no, at 3-bit in Pomona. And so that one, I'm super excited for that one. The lineup is going to be fun.
All right. Tell the viewers where they can find you. Plug your socials.
So for on Instagram, it's @_Steph Michele, and the spelling is awful. So it's STEFMICHELE.
I'll put the handle down.
Yeah, thank you. And so that's usually the best place to get me for any shows and upcoming events.
Well, can I tell you something before we go?
Absolutely.
The whole reason why I invited you here is because I needed a Disney plug. Can I be?
Absolutely. I knew it was coming.
I'm kidding. I'm fucking around. No, just because I seen your necklace right now, I was like, I'm gonna plug Disney one more time.
One more time. I don't think they need it, but okay.
No, but I just want some beignets. All right. Anyways, it's fun having you. You guys can follow me on my Instagram is AndyC_comedy. Your Disney followers, whoever followers you have, follow the Crimson Comedy Show on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify. Talk shit in the comments. Tell us Disney shit, whatever you guys want to talk about.
It doesn't even have to be Disney shit. It can be other shit.
No, we want Disney plugs. I need a Disney plug. If she's not gonna be my Disney plug, one of you people be my Disney plug. I got 2 beautiful daughters that want to be princesses for a day. I'm just kidding. We're fucking around.
So impossible.
Anyway, Steph, we always cheers goodbye. We're drinking water, so I haven't had a beer with someone on like 4 episodes. We're just cheersing water. Cheers.
Cheers for hydration.
It's kind of hot. Well,
it is hot.
We have the AC on, so we're good. But
killing it right
anyways, I can't wait to go to your open mics. I'm gonna check it out. So
absolutely.
The Sandbar, the new spot in Montclair, and 3-bit in Pomona, right?
Yep. So 23rd and the 25th.
All right, guys, check her out. See you guys later.
Bye.